Ankole Diocese here in Mbarara City is mother to 4 other dioceses in the Anglican Church. The 5 were chosen by the Province of Church of Uganda to organize 2020 Martyrs Day celebrations at Namugongo, but that couldn't happen because of COVID-19. And here they go in 2022. And we find out today, what about these dioceses? The history of Ankole Diocese dates back to May 1899 when 2 Baganda teachers, Noah and Timoseo, who had converted to Christianity in the 1893 in Buganda, introduced Christianity to Ankole region. December 1899, missionaries Bishop Tucker, Dr. Cook and Philip Bamulanzechi became the first church teachers in Mbarara. January 1902, the King of Ankole, Omugabe Edward Solomon Kahaya, and Chief Minister Enganze Nuwambaguta and their wives were baptized. March 1904, the first group of native Banyankole was commissioned as evangelists. June 1936, the East African Revival Movement emerged, leading to the development of lay leadership, boosting missionary zeal in the then Uganda Diocese of the Anglican Church. March 1960, Ankole Chigezi Diocese was carved out of Uganda Diocese with Right Reverend Kosia Shalita as the first bishop. April 1961, the province of the Church of Uganda, Rwanda, Urundi and Boga Zaire was inaugurated with the Most Reverend Leslie Brown as the first archbishop. The name later changed to the Church of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi and Boga Zaire. July 1966, the Most Reverend Eric Sabiti was enthroned as the first Ugandan and second Archbishop of the Province of Church of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi and Boga Zaire. June 1969, Ankole Diocese was created out of Ankole Chigezi Diocese, and Right Reverend Kosia Shalita, who was Bishop of Ankole Chigezi, became the first Bishop of Ankole Diocese. Bishop Amos Mbaguta would later be consecrated as the second Bishop of the Diocese in 1970. For this year's celebrations, Ankole Diocese, under Bishop Fred Sheldon Mwesigwa, is the cluster coordinator. Part of his cluster includes West Ankole Diocese, now led by Bishop Johnson Twinomujuni, which was created in 1976. West Ankole Diocese is in charge of worship and liturgy. In 2003, North Ankole Diocese broke away to become independent and cater for cultural and economic differences within Ankole Diocese. North Ankole is under the stewardship of Bishop Stephen Namanya and is in charge of administration.
North Ankole Diocese is known. People began with salvation, and salvation ushered them into religion, education, and other forms of civilization.
In 2012, parts of West Ankole and Ankole Diocese were carved off to create South Ankole Diocese, one of the most explosive issues in the House of Bishops. Right Reverend Nathan Ahimbisibo is the Archbishop and is in charge of transport and accommodation.
Building a diocese that glorifies God, it means in many ways. It can be in ministry, it can be in work, it can be in teaching, it can be in health, it runs all across.
And the newest is Northwest Ankole Diocese, created in 2017 to cater for parts of Ibanda, the ancient mission stations in western Uganda. It's under the leadership of Bishop Amos Magezi, who is in charge of women, men, children and youth conferences. These dioceses are believed to have contributed much to mindset change through community evangelism, education in church-founded schools and church-founded media. These presumably transformed the region from medieval cultural beliefs and ways of life to a largely civilized region contributing to national development. The dioceses are now one as a cluster to make this year's Martyrs celebrations a success, but it's also an opportunity to return their lost unity.
At times we have been disintegrated. Now we are bringing Banyankole Kweta and spiritually in these celebrations of Namugongo. So we thank God very much for being honored to lead this celebration.
There are not many times when we come together. We need to think about first Anglican Banyankole, Church of Uganda Banyankole, that we form an association, because now we have 5 different dioceses. And then when we move from there, we shall also have probably another association for Banyankole, not only Anglican, but also Catholics and Muslims, where we come together and deliberate on issues which can be for our development.
The death of the martyrs became the seed of the church. Do not waste time to kill people of God. And some people have burnt Bibles, but you cannot end the truth, because Christ is in charge and this is God's word. So come and we celebrate, come and we learn together, come and we enjoy the beauty of the service, come and give thanks to God that you and I are alive and healthy in the aftermath of COVID-19 and other sources of death.
Ankole, the former safe haven for persecuted Christians, became the hub for the spread of the East African Revival Movement, which is this year's emphasis at Namugongo.
Historians credit Ankole Sub-region for the survival of Christianity in Uganda. Some will tell you it provided refuge for Christian missionaries in the 1980s. It would later host the birth of the revival message here that became the cornerstone of the Church of Uganda. Edward Muhumuza, NTV.